Hey, Mike, how are you? Welcome to the show, and hello to all of you. It's been a while since I got to do a live stream because I've just been so busy, man. Been so busy working on stuff, and also had a wonderful weekend with my son in Baltimore. Mike, it's good to catch up with you. How are you, buddy?
I'm fantastic, man. I want to say a shout out to my buddy Kev Grit, who's here. Hi, Kev Grit. Didn't want to get away with a stream without you, buddy.
Mark Street is here. We got a lot of great folks here. The usual suspects: Dawn of Time, Stevie B, BA, Conti, Papa Brad's Gaming. Make sure you guys check out his video. His video about the Terminator 2 squirt guns, I thought was pretty funny.
They look like close friends.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. And then obviously everyone else is here as well. So completely random chill stream. What you guys probably can assume is because Mike and I are good friends, we pretty much talk every day. And, sometimes we have conversations and it's like, you know what? This is actually a good conversation just to have live, because what would be really great too is to get everyone else's feedback as well. And we've been talking about online gaming a lot and how there's now this boom, right? Like retro gaming, playing retro games online with your friends in this home arcade niche. Obviously, it's been around for a while. We could do these things. There's a lot of great retro arcade games you can play online on the Switch, on your Steam, you know what I mean? There's already ways we could have been doing this. I mean, hell, you can, like on your Switch, excuse me, like you could play all those 8-bit Nintendo games with each other, right, Mike? Isn't that true?
Yeah, it's been a dream of mine that they release
Yeah.
Blades of Steel so I can play Blades of Steel 2-player with people online. That'd be awesome.
Now, what's interesting, though, of course, is this home arcade niche that we're all a part of is now all the companies are really looking at online gaming. They're bringing online gaming in. And it kind of started, I would have to say, with AtGames, right, Mike? I mean, AtGames, since day one, since that cabinet was originally released, the Legends Ultimate, about 2 years ago, they've had online with ArcadeNet. You could play those ArcadeNet games online with a friend, the fighting games against each other and stuff like that. Like, I mean, they've already had it. And obviously over the last 2 years, they've refined it. They've created these lobbies and all these things, but it's not really being utilized. And a lot of us, our opinion is the arcade game portion isn't really being utilized, Mike, because the games, right? The quality of the games and the game selection, and we want there to be better games. Do you think that's fair? And guys, let us know what you think in the live chat. If ArcadeNet had more AAA titles, or just titles that are a lot more desirable. I mean, because think about it, guys, after 2 years, do you really, let's say you did like, oh my God, I love playing Metal Slug with my buddy. Well, it's been 2 years and you're tired of playing Metal Slug with your buddy, right? On ArcadeNet, right? You want something new. You want something different, right, Mike?
Yeah. So for me, it's a personal opinion. I don't think the games are that they have offered are very good. I don't think there's any marquee games. Some other people may disagree. That's
Mhm.
fine. But for me, it's not a service I would pay for right now based on the games that they offer.
Yeah. But what I've noticed, Mike, is when it comes to their pinball, there's a lot more excitement about
Yeah.
the pinball leaderboards, the fact that you can access the pinball games on all of their devices and things like that. That's all awesome, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like my Legends Ultimate Pinball Machine, I still turn it on multiple times a week. I still post scores multiple times a week. It's really hard now to get into that even the top 50 in a lot of games because
Yeah.
so many people have just built up their virtual pinball skills, or maybe they were already experts over even before they started. And it's getting hard to get into that top 10 or that top 5, right? You know what I mean, Mike? But I still try. There's a number of games, guys. Go check the leaderboards. You'll see PDubs Arcade Loft has posted 5 scores on many tables, but I'm in like 133rd place, 225th place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'll have those days where I'm like in 800th place and I'll move up to like 222. And although I'm not in the top 50, Mike, I'm still feeling pretty good about it because I just
Yeah.
jumped 600 spots. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love the AtGames pinball leaderboards. And guys, we're going to talk about all the companies tonight. We're just kicking off with AtGames real quick. So AtGames is doing something pretty exciting. Is they're doing their first annual Halloween pinball tournament. If you guys have been paying attention to their social media, this is going to be going on Sunday, October 31st, all day. Now, my kid is grown. He's 20. Halloween, he's going to be out doing his own thing. It's going to be me and the wife. We're going to hand out candy to trick or treaters together. But minus that, the wife and I are going to be staying home. So while we're home, I know I'm going to be participating in this first annual Halloween pinball tournament on Halloween. They got 9 different games to play, 19 winners, and we got some prizes. They're going to be giving away a Legends Core Plus, which I believe is the Legends Core with a one of the game pads, right, Mike? One of the game
Yeah.
pads. And then they're gonna give away more arcade net. And the games list, what's interesting is, if you think about it for AtGames, look at the games list. A lot of these spooky Halloween themed games. You got Bone Busters, Class of 1812, Haunted House, 1, 2, 3, 4 versions of Spooky, The Mummy, and Zombies. So these are all pretty cool, in my opinion. Pretty cool games to, take a couple runs on and maybe win something. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm not in love with Bone Busters. I like Class of 1812 a lot. I love Haunted House. Haunted House is one of my favorite pinball tables of all time. And Spooky, all the versions of Spooky are great. I don't know if
Mhm.
I've played The Mummy. And is Zombies one of those games kind of like Space Invaders where it's a survival
No,
game? No?
no, it was one of the Zachariah, however you want to say
Originals.
it. No, it was one of their like award tables. Like if you
Okay.
got so many achievements, you unlocked like the Mummy, Firefighter, and a whole bunch of other games, Aliens, and they're all set up like EM retro style. But what's funny is you could also, depending on the platform, you could just buy the tables. You could buy the tables on Switch, Steam. You know what I mean? Like you didn't actually have to go get, because it was absurd too. Like on the Zachariah pinball platform for Magic Pixel, it'd be like you have to unlock 400 achievements to get this EM table. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work, right? That's putting
Yeah.
in work. And what's cool is AtGames got all those games on their platform. So personally, I'm excited about this, and that kind of community and stuff is really really cool. I really wish though AtGames. I hate to be a Debbie Downer. I wish they would add just some more games to ArcadeNet. Give us a reason to play. Go ahead, Mike.
Now, I've also qualified some of my personal disappointment is based on the
Mhm,
fact that I'm rich with pinball already. I have all the pinball games. So there is value for ArcadeNet for the people out there that don't have the pinball games that are
mhm.
getting the additional ones through ArcadeNet. So let's be open and honest about that. But the arcade side, going back to the original ArcadeNet, yes, they need more games, better games too.
Yep, yep. Let's see here. Hope AtGames gives us a different lineup for the Core Max than they now have on the Core. I don't know about that. We'll find out soon. They haven't announced any games list for that either.
And we don't know.
AAA fighters and beat 'em ups per Papa Brad. Kev Gretz says you're a pinball snob. Remind him you are a 3/4
That's right. I'm not a pinball snob, and I saw Kev Grit say they're going to be giving away what's under my blanket. You'll notice in the background the blanket is gone.
Yep.
And whatever was under it is also gone. But you'll notice one of the prizes is the Legends Core Plus. I actually, I don't know if I should be telling you this, but I had a chance to review that. It's just the Legends Core and the controller. So I'll be doing a review of that sometime next week as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. Whatchamacallit. And also, guys, very soon, in just a few days, you'll start seeing reviews posted for that Legends Ultimate Mini Cabinet. I know you guys have been waiting for the reviews to come out. The embargo lift date is coming very soon, in just a matter of a few days. And you guys will be able to get some first impressions from folks who have those cabinets on what they think of them. That way you can make a decision like, hey, I want to keep my pre-order, I want to cancel my pre-order, etc. Because I don't think people actually bought the cabinet. I think they just paid like a reservation fee, right, Mike? Like $20.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be interesting.
Yep. Mini got shipped back. Oh, they're asking what happened to your cabinet under a blanket. Oh,
yeah, it was returned. It was not for keeps.
Yep. So it's on its way to oh, here Dawn of Time says we paid 20 non-refundable dollars. But is this one of the ones where we got any software included with it, or was that just the pinball machine reservations where you got
I'm
the
not
software?
sure.
I can't remember, guys. I apologize. We cover so many companies; it's hard to remember this stuff. But yeah, you get you to hold your spot, you get that $20 reservation. So yeah, you might eat the $20 if you don't want to go through with your purchase, etc. Tim says the last nod we had to pay in full for the mini, but was that for the Tetris or the Black Edition? Because wasn't the last nod you were ordering the Black Edition, right, Mike? The first nod back in February was the Tetris Mini orders, I think, if that's correct.
I'm not sure. Even though I cover this, I live in Canada, so we can't buy the products. So some things get lost on me.
Oh yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. But either way, I do think what AtGames is doing with the pinball machine is really good, and I hope they expand upon it. They got to find a way to, like, they kept talking, Mike, like we were going to make pinball leagues, etc. Let's take a couple quick polls from the folks watching in the live chat. If you plan on participating in the AtGames Legends Pinball Halloween event, throw a 1 in the chat. If you don't plan on participating or don't own the device, put a 0 in the chat. Let us know. I know I'm going to participate. It's only going to take like an hour out of my life, play a few pinball games, and move on. I'm looking forward to it and playing all those spooky games on Halloween. It just sounds fun. So let's get that poll done, and then we'll ask another question. So we got 0-0. We got 1 from Mitchie. Jason Tierney. Well, of course, Jason Tierney's an AtGames employee. Of course, he's going to be played. Freeman says 0. Kev Gretz on board. Tim 1. RB says his Gamer Pro died. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Let's see here. Mike Caputo says thoughts on Tulsa Arcade making $100 back box for AtGames Legends Pinball. So what that means is, if it's going to be $100, if you think about the cost of wood, the weight, and shipping, and also I know JC, I talked to him, you're looking at like just the back box, like being flat packed and sent to you, like no graphics. You have to supply the monitor and all the hardware. You're just looking at like the wooden stuff. You know what I mean? You're not going to get a monitor like he was saying. The back box would accommodate, I think, up to a 22-inch monitor, 22 or 24-inch monitor for an active backglass display. You're not going to get all that for $100. You know what I mean? Like you're basically just going to get the shell, and then you can fill it in with the pieces as you see fit. You know what I mean? So it's an option. You know what I mean? It's an option, or you could go with Bobby Vu or Buy Stuff Store, and like theirs are for what, 400, 300, 400, $500, but like they're pretty much set up with everything you need, the monitors and all that stuff. Yeah, bring your own screens and stuff. So it's, it's up to you what you want to do with those. Okay, and then here's the other thing. Now, if AtGames actually, because it seems where they're doing really well is with the online pinball. If they actually started pinball leagues, would you guys be interested in joining their pinball leagues? They've mentioned it, they've teased it, but they've never actually launched it, Mike.
Yeah.
We've heard them tease it a few times, like, "Hey guys, we're going to do a pinball league," but then it never takes off. So, guys, do us a favor. Here's the second poll, real quick. Put a one in the chat if you are interested in joining a Legends Pinball League, and put a 0 if you're not. Definitely want to see that feedback.
I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I do participate in a pinball league on my ALP sometimes when I have time.
Mhm,
But it's the shitty thing about being a YouTuber, man. Like you have
mhm.
all these toys you want to play with all the time, and you have no goddamn time because you're constantly always working on something. But when I do have time, I do the MCAP UAG tournaments, and I'll do that on
Yeah,
my ALP all the time. So I'll do it through
mhm,
my computer, go in and do the
mhm.
games and. Yeah, something like that would definitely make me more interested. It's nice to, get some feedback from Polo and have the
Mhm.
guys rag on you a little bit about the scores. So pinball leagues would definitely be something I'd be interested in getting involved with.
Well, I'm seeing a lot more ones than zeros here on this poll, guys. So, and it's important to note that a couple of content creators out there, up and comers like MCAP and Your Average Gamer, they kind of each of them were doing their own separate Pinball FX3 league. And then they join forces and they have like this unified league. And I think they average like 50 to 70 players a week who play that. But that's FX3 pinball, right? I think at games, their pinball would obviously be their native games as well as their Zaccaria games and their Taito games, right? So I think that's the kind of games that you would end up playing in their officially sponsored league. So hopefully that doesn't change your opinion.
Can you bring up the last comment from Kev Grass?
Stop going on shows, Mike. You will have time.
Kev Grant, I've been giving you a break, man. I only do my own show in Super Game Room Dudes most of the time now. I haven't been popping on anywhere else. And I've been working my ass off doing a bunch of stuff for AtGames these last couple of weeks. I haven't even had time to do my own videos. So yeah, it's not that. It's just life and working on that kind of stuff.
Be nice to
Everybody,
Mike. Mike's a
everybody was
busy
so
guy.
mean to me.
Mike, I got bad news.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to shave my mustache or my goatee.
Is it for Movember?
No, not for that. This little patch right here, I shouldn't even say this because now that I say this, everyone's gonna think it. But this little patch right here on my mustache has completely gone white on me.
Yeah.
And I noticed in some photos we took in Baltimore when I was with my son at Transformers Con, I was going back looking at photos on my phone, and I was like, "Does my lip look dirty? Do I have like a snot bubble on my lip, or like is there food in my mustache?" And it's just this gray hair and the way it's reflecting the light. Oh my goodness, it's bad, Mike. I might have to I might have to get rid of the beard, bro. I will look a lot younger, clean shaven, but I think we're getting to the point, guys. It's turning white everywhere that the goatee is going to have to go. What do you think, Mike?
I don't know. My wife wants me to dye my beard, and it kills me. I swore I've made fun of my friends for when they go gray to do that thing, but she's really pushing me hard now because like I'm gone completely white. Like her father is like 25 years older than me, and he's making fun of me because of all the white hair I have. So
Yeah.
it might be time for Just for Men.
Wisdom hairs are in. It's called being a silver fox. I like it. See,
Yeah,
I'm not into dyeing facial hair. Like I know men do that. Like when I was a kid, when I was younger, Mike, when we're young, we're dumb. I dyed my hair black when I went through my little emo phase, and I dyed my hair red when my hair was really long down to my shoulders when I was in my grunge phase, you know what I mean? Like I've dyed my hair, but like the facial hair, like I just don't it's just not me. Like I don't see myself dyeing this, you know what I mean? It's just
I,
weird.
I've never dyed my hair to cover up the fact that I'm getting old, but like I had blonde hair in the 90s. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody just did stupid stuff. Like I had bleach blonde hair.
Hey Don, start a YouTube channel and you'll have just as many gray hairs as us, right, Mike?
Yeah. So can you bring up Scott Gray's comment?
Does the carpet match the drapes? Come on,
Yeah.
guys.
So have you ever seen the movie Grandma's Boy?
No, I have not. I have not.
You've never seen Grandma's Boy. You got to rectify that, son.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen it, but I did just watch Zombie Strippers on Amazon Prime. That was amazing.
Yeah, no, if you ever get a chance, go back and watch Grandma's Boy. And what it is, it's about this game development company, and one of the guys is older, so they call him Graybush. So as soon as he said that, yeah, down a time though,
He's
Graybush.
got a gray bush. Go ahead, finish.
Oh, that was the whole story. They just
Oh,
called
that
him
was just it.
Graybush.
Gray
Yeah.
bush. Just
Yeah.
gray bush. Okay. All right. So wanted to switch here and let's talk iArcade real quick. So iArcade only has one online game.
Bomb Squad, we're done.
And we're done.
Yeah.
And they really, really need to get they really need to make this happen. You know what I mean? Like they are missing out. They have such good hardware in there that like it should be inevitable. Like they need to get these games on there. Like Jong has hinted and teased other games coming soon, but it needs to happen. You know what I mean? Because I mean, right now, if these competitors with less hardware are making it happen and they're not, I mean, that's not good. Now, what we have heard is our good friend of the channel, Bill McLaughlin from Bash Gaming Studio, as well as Unico, like the games they're bringing online, they're bringing a bunch of sports games, right, Mike? Like golf and bowling, and they're developing, I think, a massive tank battle game or something that's like 40-player battle royale, stuff like that. Like when that stuff comes to iArcade, that'll be really cool. And they also said the games would be priced pretty reasonable as well. Every game would be way less than $10. I think he even said $7. But don't quote me on that. So that'll be really cool once that happens. But it's what they need, and I would agree with Conti. It's been disappointing. It's been out for a year, and they only have one online game, just one. The nice thing they added though was all those leaderboards, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the leaderboards are huge. There's upwards of 60 games that you can compete, have your online scores, and they do show the top 30 scores on every game. But they need to get those online games. Good. John did not flee the country. He had to take care of business and stuff.
Read up on Papa Brad's next comment, because I think that this is the real key point. The games that they're bringing on have to have the infrastructure for them already to be made online and online easily with the iArcade, because I don't think that they have the financial. And I'm not trying to put down iArcade, because I love Jung, I love iArcade, but I don't think they can put that kind of software investment in to develop their own online for a game. So it needs to come ready made. So like he said, the heavy lifting needs to really be done when they bring that game into the infrastructure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, right, from a development standpoint, but still it would be cool if they could make this happen.
Yeah.
I mean, like they just need more. They need more. And it'll probably happen in the future, right? Shotgun Sean says, look at all these wrenches. Yeah, we have it's nice to see that all the moderators who moderate my live chats are actually free on the same day at the same time. We have a lot of moderators in the chat. Shout out to those guys. iArcade has an uphill battle. I would agree. I think they've lost a little bit of momentum, Mike. I think they've lost a little bit of momentum. And I think, especially with the MFL issue, and they need to get some of these other games released on the platform that were promised months ago. Like these games need to come out, and it's the usual story, Mike. In my opinion, is that people are ready to jump off a cliff, but once they have the stuff in their hands, all of a sudden it's like that security blanket, ain't there, right, Mike? Like, and they're ready to just play games. You know what I mean?
So this could be a whole nother stream, but do you feel that we're in kind of a down point right now for the whole home? I don't want to say arcade scene, because I hate that term home arcade, because home arcade really relates to having a home real arcade. So I guess home recreation, remake, toys, arcades, I don't know what you want to call it, but it seems like iArcade is kind of in a down patch now. AtGames, really nothing's going on. There's nothing to really report on. And Arcade 1UP are doing a lot of cool things. But like there's situations where the prices are so high right now that everything seems a little down right now.
I can see that. I can see that. Plus the fact that, like, I'm sure Arcade One Up wanted to get some of these cabinets that they promised back during CES out to the public by now, right? And they've had delays. AtGames has Legends Ultimate Minis sitting on boats in that line of 70, 100 ships waiting to come ashore. Your cabinets are they're on boats, guys. They're coming, and there's nothing they can do about it, right? Like, and if people don't have the products or if stuff's not getting released, momentum kind of sways, frustration kind of builds. I can kind of see what you're saying, Mike. I can kind of see what you're saying. Now, as far as we know, they're still on target to release the next Taito pinball game pack around Thanksgiving, is what they promised us. So, as far as we know, we haven't heard of any delays, guys. So, expect that around the Thanksgiving holiday. That'll be
They're
really
gonna
nice.
they're gonna be very similar to the last two you got.
Oh, yep. Home arcade news in general is slow now, which is fine because you know what, Mike? I got a ton of products that I need to review.
Yeah.
So I've been catching up on my reviews. I got a massive pile downstairs, so I'm not too worried about news videos right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Better just to review what we have and also mod and tutorials and all that kinds of stuff. That's what I'm focusing on right now. X-Men coming out next week.
Maybe.
I got a bit of news that tabletop arcade one-up Pong that I am the only person excited for. I got the notification that it shipped and I should have it Friday. So just a couple days, Mike, I'll have that arcade one-up Pong tabletop. And I'm excited about it. Nobody else is. Hopefully it doesn't completely suck. Otherwise, my review is going to be like, so I got this Pong tabletop countercade. It looks so adorable and it sucks. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Like, I'm really hoping it's good. I hope
For your sake it is.
Well, I mean, what I hope is they put the new screen in, the same screen that they've been putting in those 2-player countercades. That screen is awesome. If you notice, Mike, they've also released other new countercades like the Galaga 88 and stuff, and those countercades still have that old janky screen, right?
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, they have the old washed out screen. It's like only the 2-player countercades got that new screen. And man, I hope that Pong tabletop's got that new screen because I don't want that thing to be washed out. You know what I mean?
I would say with the other countercades, especially like Galaga 88 and stuff like that, pull off the siding and see if Frogger's underneath.
It's probably an old Frogger cat. Look at Kev. Pong sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Kev. We appreciate it. The Frogger remake. I love it. Face-to-face Pong. Yeah, I really hope they put the new screen in there. Not that washed out janky screen. Okay. But minus that, and then I got some bad news, Mike. The worst crap always happens to me. You and I talked, but I'm going to tell you because the audience doesn't know, so you guys are about to find out. Some of you may know if you're in a certain Discord group, but I was really excited about the Arcade One Up Big Blue that I finally got the order, and we were going to review it. We were going to join that online fighting community. That community is kicking ass right now. People are excited. People are engaged. We'll get to reasons why here shortly.
You know what? Can I stop you for a second? Kongs knows the difference, and he's there in the comment. He's like, "Yeah, Big Blue PDubs." But
yeah, shut up, Kong. Kongs knows what happened. So I get my Big Blue cabinet. I build my Big Blue cabinet. I go to turn on my Big Blue cabinet. Nothing happens. Dead stick, right? And I'm like, okay, maybe the AC adapter is bad, right? The power wire. Because I've had it before on Arcade One-Ups. I've had a cabinet arrive and the adapter didn't work, and I swapped it with a different Arcade One-Up adapter and it worked, right? So first step, check your power, right? Checked it, put in multiple Arcade One-Up power cables, didn't work, right? Then I'm like, okay, maybe the on-off switch, maybe it's loose in the control deck, right? Because of course everything is plugged in correctly. You only plug in 4 things. It's not hard to mess that up, right? So I open up the control deck, take a look, and the soldering, the wires, all of that looks fine because the on-off switch, they actually have it soldered on to the encoder board and all that stuff. And it's also plugged in appropriately. Like there's no issues there. So I'm like, okay, the on-off switch isn't broken, right? So I'm like, okay, so maybe I got a bad PCB or a bad monitor, right? And whatchamacallit. And so then I fiddle with it, I unhook it, reseat all the, because you never know. Sometimes if you just reseat everything, you never know. Maybe something happened. Maybe I had a loose connection or something. Turn it on. Either way, I messed around with this thing for like 90 minutes, almost 2 hours, trying to troubleshoot and get it to work. And my arcade one up big blue cabinet is a dead stick, right? Dead stick. So I need to open a ticket with arcade one up. This
No,
happened
you don't.
last night.
No, you
I
don't.
did. Well, let me ask you. I want to ask you guys a question. So I opened it. I tried to fix it last night, got frustrated, went to bed. I was supposed to open my ticket today, my customer support ticket, Mike, but my day job kicked my ass today. Kicked my ass. I had no free time to log in or any of that kind of stuff. So now I have Michael B. You know how you had the arcade one up big blues? I
Yeah.
have the blues now. I have a broken cabinet. Go ahead, man.
Can you bring up your average gamer's comment?
Where is it? They sent me Mike's cabinet. That's it. Oh my god. UAG, that's probably the funniest thing you've ever written on my channel ever, right there. That's hilarious.
So I will tell you, like Arcade One Up's customer service sometimes can not be great. Like you can run into bad issues, but like I've managed a customer service center. I understand how this stuff works. People aren't intentionally trying to do bad things. Sometimes people just have they don't have all the information. Sometimes you just get a bad agent or you get an agent that doesn't know the difference. Typically, if you get, I had a good experience with Big Blue. The only problem was they just didn't have the replacement part yet. And for your situation, PDubs, I know that they're scheduled to get the replacement PCBs in because I'm assuming that's what you need is a PCB. And that won't be in until the end of October, early November. So, I mean, even if you put a ticket in now, you're waiting until they get the PCBs before they'd even ship it out to you. So I don't know how long you'd be waiting. You might be better off just returning it and getting a new cabinet. I know they don't like you doing that, but I mean, that's the great thing about buying these. We can have that option. We can just return it. And honestly, as much as customer service works, the biggest thing to get companies to change and work on their quality assurance is to bring it back to the store because the store gets pissed off then. It's different than just calling customer service.
So let me tell you my experience with Arcade One Up customer service. I've only had to open, as you guys know, I've probably owned 24-ish Arcade One Ups. I've almost owned every single Arcade One Up that's ever been released, minus a few I didn't buy, like Buck Hunter, Golden Axe, and a couple others. But out of all the cabinets I've ever ordered, Mike, I will say this for Arcade One Up. Statistically, I guess they're winning because I've only had this happen to one other cabinet. My Space Invaders, the original Arcade One Up Space Invaders, was dead on arrival. You know what I mean? And Arcade One Up, they shipped me. What was cool was I opened a ticket, and within a week, they had shipped me a brand new monitor and PCB. And I hooked those up, and it worked perfect. And it still works perfect, although now it's sitting in my garage collecting dust. But the Space Invaders cabinet is the only other time this has happened, Mike, out of like 24, 25 cabinets. So I guess I was due. I guess I was due to have a dead cabinet. You know what I mean?
I've had two that were dead. Well, Street Fighter, it wasn't dead. It just came on, but not all the power came on. And I had the weirdest issue with my Miss Pac-Man because it was dead when I first turned it on. And eventually certain things started working. First the PCB, then it started working afterwards. So it was almost like it needed to heat up.
Yeah. Didn't you, was there a sizzling, smoking, any of that stuff going on there, Mike?
No, I didn't notice any of that. I just know, like, I wrote you guys and I was like, I can't, and like, I was really mad and I was like, can you believe it? My Miss Pac-Man doesn't work. And then when I tried to film the video, the screen came on and slowly but surely stuff started to work.
Yeah, these guys are like, all my one-ups have been okay. Look at Footy Laughs right here. I'm 9-0, no problems yet. You're due, bro. You're due. It's going to happen. I'm at 24, 25, and I've had two now. Two dead on arrival. So now, whatchamacallit? So I have a choice, Mike. I can go ahead. I didn't get a chance today because, like I said, my day job had me way too busy. Had no time to screw around on the internet on the side. Whatchamacallit? I can open a ticket and see what they say. Like, how long is it going to take to get a part, right? And if they say, like, we're not going to have monitors or PCBs for a month yet, I'll probably have to do what you did, Mike. I'll probably have to return my cabinet and then rebuy a new one. You know what I mean? Return it for... Now, I did buy it from Walmart. And it was kind of funny. Mike and I were talking last night, and I've never had to return an arcade one-up cabinet before. Like I said, the only time it was dead on arrival, I just needed a new monitor PCB, and it fixed it, right? So I've never had to return a cabinet like this before. So Mike and I were talking last night, guys, and I was like, Mike, it took me like 90 minutes to build this thing because the Big Blue is like a pain in the butt to build compared to the other arcade one-ups. I'm like, it took me 90 minutes to build this thing. Now you're telling me I got to unbuild it, put it back in the box, and take it to Walmart. And my Mike is like, just take it in fully assembled and hand it to him. Here's your broken cabinet. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Have you guys ever had to return a cabinet? And did you disassemble it, or did you just return the whole cabinet? Let me know in the live chat. Go ahead, Mike. What do you think about that?
I've returned 2 to Walmart fully assembled. No, 1 to Walmart and 1 to the source here in Canada, fully assembled. And I apologize, but I was like, guys, I'm not taking this apart.
So, because I could fit it in my wife's a little SUV thing, and I can drop it off at Walmart. So yeah. We'll see. I'm still going to open a ticket. That way it's documented. Arcade One Up needs to know. It needs to be documented. I'm sure they look at their statistics and their data and they're like, holy cow, let's just say we built 2,000 Big Blues and we had, 15% of them fail. Like, they need to know that stuff, guys. So don't be afraid to open a ticket. I'm going to open a ticket, see what they say. And if they can't ship me like a replacement part like within a week, then boom, I'm just going to return it and rebuy. Go ahead.
So Mystery Encoder has a really good comment here because you do have time if you don't want to build it again.
Just buy another one, take the PCB out and swap it so you don't have to. Oh.
And let me tell you a sleazeball thing I did.
That's kind of, wait a minute, but then I would return one with a broken one.
Yeah, and Walmart doesn't care. They'll put it back out on the shelf, and somebody else will put a ticket in their arcade one up.
Oh my god, it's gonna end up like now. It's gonna be like then it's gonna get shipped to Missouri. It'll end up being Cool Toys cabinet. Like, we're just gonna play hot potato with the broken Big Blue.
So, all kidding aside, I did this a couple of years ago. I got a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet.
Sorry, I was reading Prince's comment. Sorry. Okay,
yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
So, when Mortal Kombat 2 first came to Canada, I bought a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, and I loved it, except there were some problems with, like, the way that it was built was all off. Like, the screw holes were all out of place. And I ended up getting, I don't know what it was, for some reason, a second one, because there was also damage on my cabinet. Like, I had some art damage and control deck damage. So when I got the new one, I just swapped out the control deck for the other one because the new control deck worked, and took it back. So I felt pretty shady about that. But I mean, like, it's so inconvenient to try to call and get replacements and stuff like that. If you have the opportunity that you can do that, it sucks, but that's probably the easiest way for you to get it without having to build your cabinet again.
You know what I should do, Mike, is if I return it, I should put a PDubs sticker in there. And that way, maybe one day, like, I'll put it on the back of the monitor and people will open it up and be like, dude, this Arcade One Up came out of the factory and it had a PDubs sticker out of the factory. Whoa, bro.
Yeah.
Kongs R Us, I did that with my big buck. Bought another one to replace it and then returned it. Oh, with the replace. Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. All right, Kongs R Us. I like that. I've done that with missing parts or broken items for years. And then we have, depends on the contract. Some companies, I don't know what their contracts are with the retailers, guys. That's all speculation. Go ahead.
So I'll tell you another story. The same Mortal Kombat. This is actually my favorite. This is turning into a whole conversation about Arcade One Up and returns. But my Mortal Kombat, after I had to go back to, I ordered it from EB Games in Canada, the second one. And I had to go back again because I had a problem with the screen. And I've told you about this a bunch of times. The screen was, in my opinion, misaligned. The bezel was off to the side and the screen was over. So part of the screen was cut off. And then when they got the replacement cab in for me at EB Games, they said, open it up and take the screen out and just bring us back the other screen when you're done. So they don't care. Like, the stores are telling you to do the exact same thing that I and Kong just told you to do.
Yeah, returns all go in the landfill. I don't know about that. I think they might refurbish them. I'm actually having a problem with my iArcade. Believe it or not, the jerk decided to not connect to my Wi-Fi out of the blue.
Wow.
Okay, so it sounds like his Wi-Fi is failing on his iArcade. I'm sorry to hear that. It's actually the first time I've ever heard someone say that about the iArcade machine. Um, and then everyone's making jokes about the returns. Okay, so that's what's going on with Big Blue. Now, the reason why I got Big Blue, even though it was a little bit higher than my threshold, right, of what I want to spend on these home arcade cabinets, is the fact that they're building an online community. And when you watch and listen and talk to these guys and all that stuff, they make you want to participate, Mike. It's not FOMO. I don't want people to think it's FOMO. It's not FOMO. It's more like passion and desire, right? When I see guys like Kongs R Us, as well as Bobby Vu, as well as Put Your Quarters on the Glass, Rev 5, this guy is absolutely killing it. Guys, go to YouTube, type in Put Your Quarters on the Glass, and when you type it in, you'll find Rev 5's channel. He's only got 180 subscribers. This guy should have 10,000 subscribers. This guy is hilarious. He's entertaining. He's so much fun. And he's been hosting and busting his ass doing these tournaments, right? These online fighting tournaments. Guys, if you're interested in this stuff at all, I encourage you to check out Rev 5. If you know who Rev 5 is, throw some comments about him in the live chat. Let people know whether they watch this live now or on the replay what you think of him. But it's that kind of passion. Like, we need more of these guys in this niche. You know what I mean, Mike? And these guys excite me. You know what I mean? The excitement, the enthusiasm. And it's like I want to be part of it. And I was even talking with Rev. I'll give you guys a little behind the scenes. And I was like, another reason I'm getting Big Blue is I need to be able to access the leaderboards, because as part of Multicade Mondays, when we go over esports results, I need to be able to report on the esports results. I need to have access to the leaderboards and stuff, you know, and I was going to probably have Rev participate in stuff like that. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's just like these guys just love this stuff, and it's exciting, and it makes you want to play. Like, I want to play, you know what I mean? And hopefully we can get this sorted out. That way I can get in on the fun. What do you think about that, Mike?
Oh yeah, like it's no problem to get sorted out, and when you get your good cab, you'll be enjoying it. I wish I had more time. I mean, I just got my working cab, and I've been so busy doing other things, I haven't had a chance to play. But I'm hoping I can get my BYOL build painted tonight and get some free time. I'm either going to watch the rerun of AEW Dynamite, or maybe I'll jump on the cabinet and get a couple games in. Get my ass beat again. I'm 0-17 so far.
Yeah. I still have my NBA Jam, but I haven't turned it on in months because it just seemed like the enthusiasm went away for that. Like, people were not playing as much. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing too, is like a lot of these cabinets that Arcade One Up is releasing with the Wi-Fi and the ability to play against each other, or even have online leaderboards. How long will that enthusiasm last, Mike? Do you think? And that's another reason why I say, and the title of this thumbnail was, "Does online play matter?" Right? Because if the other Arcade One Up cabinets go through what NBA Jam is going through right now, where people just kind of lose interest, like, was it worth it at the time? Just, you know, we had a few months of fun on Big Blue, and now no one plays anymore. Hey guys, thanks for a few months of fun. Like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it'll last? Do you think the community's there to keep, especially the fighting games? Like we all know when Killer Instinct comes out, they're all going to switch to Killer Instinct, right? Like, they're all going to play Killer.
Well, I asked John about that the other night, and I said, "Are you
Yeah.
concerned about releasing two online fighters so close to each other? How do you think it'll impact the interest in Killer Instinct?" But I don't think it does. I think that Kev Gretz makes a good comment here. You're going to have a small, diehard fighting community that are always going to play it, and then what you're going to end up losing is the casuals. Like, what you lost for NBA Jam is the casuals, but there's still dedicated people that play that regularly, and they just play with their friends. They've got connected people they want to play with now. And trust me, with the influx of people that went out and got those like $100, $200 NBA Jams, there's people back in the lobbies again.
That's good to hear. I need to go turn mine on. Apparently there was a firmware update too, with like voice chat, and I haven't even turned it on for that firmware to push through. You know, that's how long I haven't turned on my NBA Jam cabinet.
I unfortunately had to sell my NBA Jam to make room for Simpsons and X-Men. So
yeah,
I can't do it anymore. I did do the update with the firmware though.
Yeah. But what I can tell you is, it just gives me, I mean, some people, they want to buy these cabinets. Like, Mike, you tell me the number one reason you buy Arcade One Up cabinets is because you want to emulate having your own arcade in your home.
Yep.
Right. So That's really cool. Now, me, although I could care less about having like a recreation arcade in my home, because you know me, I'm more of a multicade kind of guy. What excites me is the competition, online gaming, leaderboards, playing multiple games on a cabinet. That stuff excites me, right? So, what Arcade One Up is doing with their online gaming really excites me. Hold on, we got a $5 super chat. Oh, I didn't even know Akuma Rev was watching, guys. Rev5 is here. Say hi to Rev5. Humbling and motivating. Thank you, PDubs. I can't wait to see you kick the crap out of that damn snow commie from Canada. Go America. BMDMU. There you guys go. Thanks so much for the super chat. Rev5, you're killing it, man. You're killing it. And I even told Rev5 and B Kong, I said, you two guys are the reason I'm buying Big Blue. You know what I mean? It's not to get a review video out there. It's not for FOMO. It's for the fact that I just want to play games with you guys because you guys are making it fun and exciting. And all that kinds of stuff. And I would love for Arcade One Up to release some kind of golden tee, maybe with leaderboards or something. I don't know how they would do that. That would be kind of cool. But you know, the other games, the games that are like alternating two-player games, like the Class of '81 with the Galaga, the Miss Pac-Man, it kind of makes sense that, you know, it's just leaderboards only because, you know, they made a good point on one of their interviews. I don't know if it was on your show or UAG show, where John mentioned, like, do you really want to sit there and watch someone else play their turn?
Exactly, right? Like, it's nuts. Why would you
Right.
want to do that?
And what if that person decides to like step away, go grab a cup of coffee, eat a donut, take a poo? You know what I mean? Like, and you're sitting there waiting for their turn to end. So I guess that kind of makes sense on those cabinets that you just have, you know, leaderboards only. I guess that makes sense for the alternating games. But now, Mike, so that makes sense. Class of '81, I'm not going to give Arcade One Up a hard time on. But what about these beat 'em up games? TMNT, X-Men, and Simpsons. Is the online play necessary for us to purchase these cabinets?
So before we do that, you got a $5 super chat, and I can answer that. That's held up a little bit. John was on my show Monday night, and I asked him about Dragon's Lair. So there was some technical limitations. Still might be out by the end of the year, from what John was saying. We might get one of those surprise announcements. But the holdup was they had to go back and change what they were doing with the bring your own screen, and they actually have the alphanumeric second screen in there now. So they've sourced that and expect to hear something from Arcade One Up in the near future, Smitty.
Yeah, Dragon's Lair is on the iArcade today as well. One of the included games when you buy the cabinet. Beat 'em ups with online ad value. Yes. But is it enough, though? I've seen so many people. Maybe it's my audience because I generally pull a multicade audience, Raspberry Pi, CoinOps audience. You know what I mean, Mike? Maybe my audience just, you know, doesn't like, they say, why should I pay $700 for that game? You know what I mean? When I can play it on another machine. What do you think? Do you think it's who our videos are catering to, or do you think that's these cabinets just aren't going to sell well, Mike? Do you think X-Men, Ninja Turtles, and what's the other one? Simpsons.
Yeah,
because none of them are they like sold out? I don't even know. Do you know?
I'm not sure. I would have to go and check. I know Tron sold out surprisingly from Target, but those cabs, I don't think they're responding so much to try to combat people that are more interested in multi-cade, but you hear it all the time in Arcade One Up's own community that people get rid of games that are beat 'em ups, like the Turtles. All the actual Arcade One Up fans in their own community all put there. They're like, oh, it's great, but I beat it in 45 minutes, and why would I come back? They keep saying the same thing about all the beat 'em up cabs, beat 'em up specifics. Doesn't have much replayability. So I think by adding the online Wi-Fi, they're hoping to extend the replayability of these cabinets to counter that comment from their own fan base. I don't know if it's just they're listening to the comments on our shows, because not everybody's an Arcade One Up fan. Not everybody's a multi-cade fan. Some people are real arcade fans. They're not going to like it anyways. They're trying to cater to their own fan base.
Oh yeah, real arcade purists and enthusiasts, they hate our niche. They hate everything about it. You know what I mean? There was a post done where Atari themselves, Atari put on their corporate fan page, they said, hey guys, send us a picture of your favorite Atari cabinet. And they put a picture of like an Arcade One Up Atari Star Wars, I think it was one of the arcade one-up arcade cabinets. And people, like all the purists, were just like, "What is that toy garbage there?" You know what I mean? Like, that's not a real arcade. It's crazy because we love this crap. You know what I mean, Mike? We love
Yeah.
this crap. We
So-
swim in this crap. We swim in this crap. And there's people out there that are like, "Oh, it's not the real thing. You suck."
I got a question for you though. Why
Go
would
ahead.
Atari care about your opinion if you want the original arcade there? They're not going to re-release the original arcade. So how
Yeah.
are they going to get more money from you? It doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense for them to advertise the original arcade.
We had a lot of good comments in the live chat. Folks are saying on the beat 'em up games to limit the credits. I think that's a great idea. Give yourself more of a challenge versus just coin in, coin in, coin in. I like that idea. We're going to get back to this, Paul. We're going to come full circle on this. This is actually where the conversation is going to probably cap off at. Now, what's interesting, Mike, is so I was excited about Big Blue. Mike was excited for me to get Big Blue. Guys, do you know what the first game Mike and I talked about playing together on the Big Blue was? Go ahead and tell him, Mike.
Knights of the Round.
Knights of the Round. I was like, Mike, once I get Big Blue turned on, let's play Knights of the Round together. We were going to play the whole game through, two friends doing the beat 'em up game. And, we weren't like, oh my God, we got Big Blue. Let's play Street Fighter together. The first thing Mike and I were going to, because Mike and I love beat 'em ups. It's like one of our favorite genres. And I was like, Mike, let's do it. Let's play Knights of the Round. And we are going to play the whole game through. We're probably going to live stream it. Who knows? Who cares? Right. And we can't do that because my cabinet's dead. But I'll get a new one eventually. Capcom Sports. That's on there too. Go ahead.
I was so sad when my Big Blue, like, even though it worked, the marquee wasn't working and the sound was crappy. And the sound is still crappy. That's another thing. I don't know what's going on there. But I couldn't even bring myself to play it. I was so upset because it wasn't completely working. So I remember I started a game of Knights of the Round and I was like, no, I'm waiting till I have my right cab.
Yeah. Prince Malcolm picks Percival. I would prefer Lancelot. Knights of the Round for the win. For me, online play is what makes these unique. Most of these games we've been able to play for 20 years, so it gives it that extra added touches. What he's saying. Hoping for Dungeons and Dragons cab. Me too. I love the Dungeons and Dragons. Tower of Doom and is it Tower of Doom or Temple Doom? I think it's Tower of Doom and Shadows of Mystara. Those games are awesome. Echo Fighters. I haven't tried that. Paul says he's with you, Michael B. When a cab isn't working right, it just ruins it. Yes, it does. Okay. So hopefully we'll get that fixed. Now, when I can guarantee you guys, I'm not buying Simpsons. I'm not buying Turtles. I'm not buying X-Men. Big Blue is probably Big Blue and Killer Instinct will probably be my last two arcade one-ups that I buy this year. I've been going back and forth on Ridge Racer. You know what I mean? Because it looks better than Outrun. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, I could sell my Outrun, take some of that money, pay for Ridge Racer. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the live chat. Do you guys prefer the Ridge Racer games or the Outrun games? Let me know. I think I have some issues. I'm actually going to have, guys, if you've been enjoying, I've been doing this new series on my channel, these 5 reasons why videos. I've done 2 videos so far. They're both doing really well. They're less than a month old, and people are watching them. They're liking them. So if you guys do, let me know in the comments below. But I was going to do a 5 reasons why for Ridge Racer. There's some concerns I have for the reasons not to buy the cabinet. But we'll get into that in the video. BA goes, LOL, Ridge Racer. I'm on the fence on that one. Mike, what about you? Are you going to get Ridge Racer? Let me know right now.
Nope.
Why not?
I don't want
Divorce?
Yeah, well, divorce is always a thing. But mainly I just got Outrun. I really like Outrun. Outrun is more of a historic arcade game I like playing. And Ridge Racer, if it had online competitive racing, would have been more interesting to me. I don't even know the Ridge Racer games. I don't know if there is competitive Ridge Racer like racing in there. But for me, I'm just going to stick with Outrun. Like, I don't care about the leaderboards. That does nothing for me with Ridge Racer.
Yeah, Ridge Racer will have the online leaderboards. The only arcade one-ups I would buy would be Operation Wolf, House of the Dead, Dungeons and Dragons, Robotron, Police 911, Tycho no. Oh, I can never say that. Mike, you pronounce that for me. I can never say. I always have problems talking. Go ahead.
Can you put the comment back up at least so I can see it?
Oh, sorry. How do you say it? I can't say it. People make fun of me. They'll say you
Tycho
said it
no
wrong.
Tatsujun.
You know, in my last video where I was talking about the Sinden light gun, because I've heard it pronounced both ways, Sidon and Sinden. During that video, I pronounced it both ways multiple times.
Yeah.
Still had guys leaving me comments after the video. Hey,
Oh,
PDubs, just wanted you to know that it's Sinden. I'm like, thanks for leaving a comment. Taito, potato.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I don't understand, man. Well, like if people are trying to help you or something like that, that's fine. Like I had a comment, someone on the stream I did with John D there the other night left me a comment that was the definition of the word shill. Laughed. It kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, and I was like, guys, you got to pick a side. Am I a shill for AtGames, Arcade 1-Up? What am I? And then I found out the guy had just created the account, so it's a fake account. Someone trying to cover up what they're doing. It's stupid. Anyways, point is, guys, if you got constructive criticism, fine, leave it. If you're just trying to hurt us, that sucks. Don't do that.
It wasn't just you, Paul. It wasn't just you. Okay. So let me ask you guys this question. So we're kind of coming full circle here, and I appreciate you guys tuning in so late during the work week. So rising costs on these cabinets. What if some of these cabinets didn't have the Wi-Fi technology? I mean, we've all been saying, give us the bundle without the stool and all that kinds of stuff. Would that help offset the premiums on these cabinets? Could we get these cabinets cheaper? If let's just say this, guys, you could get Simpsons for what is it? Is it $5.49 at Walmart? Mike?
Pardon?
How much is Simpsons at Walmart? Is it 700, 500?
It depends. Right now, it's $4.99 in some stores, $5.29 in some stores, US. In Canada, it's $7.99.
Jesus. Okay, so let's say it's $500, right? And that's without a stool, right? Or is that with the stool?
I don't think the 500 one doesn't come with a stool. I think the more expensive model does.
All right, so let's say without the stool and without Wi-Fi or any of those online capabilities, for those two games, Simpsons and Simpsons Bowling, and they charged $3.99 again for these cabinets, $400. Would you guys want that version, or for the extra $100, you want the Wi-Fi, the online capabilities, and all that kinds of stuff? Basically, what I'm asking you guys is, would you be willing to sacrifice online for leaderboards, co-op gaming, to save money on these cabinets, or are these absolutely necessary in today's world? In my opinion, Mike, and this is my opinion, is I think they should keep it, because it's just one more reason to purchase these cabinets is the online capabilities, because a lot of people made similar comments in our live chat tonight that we already have ways to play these games, and the online stuff, online leaderboards, online co-op play, in my opinion, gives us a reason to go back and play these games one more time. Does that make sense? What do you think about that, Mike? Tell me your honest opinion. You can agree to disagree, etc.
No, I don't have much to say on this comment, because I'm going to be called a shill, but I'm going to tell you exactly what I've been told. The costs were going to go up anyways. They put in stuff like the Wi-Fi. I know that there's extra cost to developing the games and stuff like that, but I think even if the online wasn't there, I think the costs would be pretty similar to what they are based on what I've been told. So yes, it does cost more money for development, but at the same time, I still think we'd be paying the same. I don't really care. I don't care about the online for a lot of these cabinets. Like I bought Big Blue because I could play Street Fighter online. If Big Blue didn't have Street Fighter online, I probably would have just stuck with my Capcom Legacy, right? But for the beat 'em ups, if I could get them at the old price without the online, yeah, I'd love it. But I will go back on this. I think all the cabs should have online, because if there's a firmware update that needs to be done, it's just so simple. So I don't know. I'm so on the fence about this. I think they should have Wi-Fi for firmware updates, 100%. But if it was actually that was raising the prices, I would do without it.
Yeah, and Kev, I agree with you. Even though there's all these crazy things going on in the world, even though there's the cost of licenses and stuff like that, Arcade 1-Up knows. I've talked to John D. He knows how I feel. it still seems like going from $500 to now $700-800 on these cabinets seems like we went a little bit more than we need to. You know what I mean, Mike? Like it wasn't like we raised prices the bare minimum to keep our customers happy and to survive. It just feels like because the cabinets nearly doubled in price, Mike. It just feels like they've gone and taken bigger increase than they needed to. You know what I mean? And everyone knows how I feel about that personally. And if people get mad at me, I don't care. That's how I feel. If they just kept raising prices $50 a year, we would have been cooler with it because that's what they were doing, right? And then all of a sudden they raised prices $300 in a year. Holy
It's
hell!
yeah, it was too much.
Woo!
I expected $100 increase, but
Mhm.
like I was completely caught off guard when they went as high as they did.
Yeah. Now, guys, thanks so much. I noticed in the live comments there was a healthy mix of people saying online is a must, like Prince, and there was a healthy mix of people saying I could give up the online and just get the cabinet, play by myself in my house with my family, and pay less money. You know what I mean? Maybe $400 a cabinet. You know what I mean? Something of that nature, right? Get rid of all that. So sticker shock is real. Yes, I still own my Costco Super Pac-Man cab. It's still I say this all the time. I say this in groups. I say this on other people's live streams. If anyone ever mentions Costco Super Pac-Man, I always say the same thing. Once I did the firmware update and fixed their issues with the cabinet, thank God they did that for that cabinet. It's still my favorite Pac-Man variant that Arcade One Up has ever done. The Costco Super Pac-Man, right? Am I going to upgrade it for Class of 81? No, because I feel like if I buy another Pac-Man cabinet, Mike, I might like need mental help. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like I need
you're not going to get
therapy.
next year's Pac-Man with online leaderboards?
No, no, I know. No, forget all that. I don't need it. I don't care. I'm done. I mean, he's wearing a cape and booties. He's Super Pac-Man. What more do you need, guys? It's the best artwork in the world, and everyone hates it but me. Yeah, I like weird stuff, Mike. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I
So
get it. I get it.
that's the Super Pac-Man is awesome. You know what I mean?
It is. It is.
It's awesome. Once you did the firmware update, right? All right, cool. So guys, make sure you guys check out Fighters Evo. Make sure you guys check out Put Your Quarters on the Glass if you're interested in taking part of the online community. Would love to see these guys also do a little bit more, maybe instead of with the fighting games. I know it's a big fighting game community, but some of these cabinets, they have 12 games on them or so. They have games that are non fighting games. And some people, they don't like fighting games, right? So it'd be really cool to see some tournaments and things or stuff set up with those other types of games. You know what I mean? Like Tron or Ninja Turtles. It's just one more way to, get excited about those kind of games. You know what I'm saying? So that would be kind of cool. Kev Gretz, right, guys? If you're enjoying the podcast show, this impromptu podcast, give us a thumbs up. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Guys, we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Mike, we passed 9,000 subscribers. We are pushing for 10,000 subscribers. Hopefully, we'll get there by January, maybe by the end of the year. We'll see.
So when would 2 years officially be on your
Uh,
channel?
actually, I believe tomorrow is the 2-year anniversary of my YouTube channel.
You know, that's not bad, man. Being on the road for 10,000 in 2 years. Good job, PDubs.
Yeah, hopefully that'll happen. Would not have happened without your guys' support, as well as all the members of the Loft Army and all that stuff. You guys are awesome. Keep me energized. Keep me coming back for more. We'll see what happens at 10,000. I think we can make that happen. I think we can make that happen. We'll try our best. And guys, do me a favor. MichaelB is a good friend of mine, and he's just a cool gamer, a cool guy to be around and talk to. So make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. Make sure you guys check out Kong's House. Who else is doing all the online gaming, Mike? Who am I missing?
Kangzaros has been doing a lot. Footy Laughs in here has been doing some stuff with it too.
Footy Laughs. Make sure you check out Office Arcade, Your Average Gamer, Mad Dad's Gaming. Who else has been pushing it, guys? Throw it in the live chat if I'm forgetting some names of some channels that are pushing online gaming. Make sure you guys throw that in there. Yeah, Office Arcade is awesome.
Yeah.
Love that guy. he's like to me, he's like Jonah Hill. He's like, you gotta love him. He's like the Jonah Hill of YouTube. He's adorable. Love that kid. And make sure you subscribe to Nostalgia. We are under contract to make sure to tell you guys to tune into Nostalgia. Also, this Friday, Super Game Room dudes, it will be our Halloween episode. So stay tuned for some details. We're probably going to put out a little Halloween trailer before Friday, tell you what the show's going to be all about. So make sure you tune into the Super Game Room dudes. Subscribe to that channel. Yeah, Mike of All Trades. Let's not forget about Mike of All Trades, as well as Endless One Up. That kid is hilarious. Zohar, man, the list of shout outs keeps going on and on. Console Fanboy, don't forget about him. He's making a lot of good, funny videos. Am I forgetting anyone else, Mike?
We could sit here all night talking about people making videos. Everybody's making videos. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yep. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the show, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you in a couple days on Friday. Don't forget, I got, wait, what? What? Go.
Don't end yet. Don't end yet.
What?
Don't end yet.
What?
Let's talk about this shill thing.
No.
I'm not going to be negative about it, but I'm going to be positive about it. I'm going to say I am a shill, but I'm going to be very clear on that. I'm a shill in the capacity that I talk about the things I like. So if you don't like what I like, you're going to think I'm a shill. And can I say that? Is that okay, PDubs?
You come on my stream to do the political statements. We're supposed to be talking about gaming.
No, but like I will say I don't like how people are calling people shills, because I mean, people come on YouTube and express their own opinions on what they like. We shouldn't be judged on what we like. Now, if you're saying that we're doing it under duress, I understand, or that we're doing it because we think we'll get special benefits.
Well, trust me, when John D did his last interview and he had this discussion about NDAs and he put out a lot of bad information about NDAs, I took that information. I was quite pissed, right? But I was like, do I make a video and tell people why John doesn't know what the hell he's talking about when it comes to NDAs and how they're not a bad thing, and how he was saying these companies have people under NDA. But guess what? Arcade What Up has YouTubers under NDA, several YouTubers under NDA. I almost lost my mind, but I said, you know what? Forget it. It's not worth talking about. Because I think what John was trying to do is I think he was just trying to, I think he was reacting to, he was getting hammered in that live chat, Mike. He was getting hammered by some people.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's people there's people that's mad at Arcade One Up, and no matter what John says, like, people are gonna, not like what he has to say.
Right.
So,
you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyway, Mike. Well, I'm gonna just put this short and sweet for you guys. There's no controversy. There's no scandals on YouTube. If anyone says otherwise, they're full of crap. Let me just put it to you this way: an NDA is a non-disclosure agreement. All it simply means is you get information in advance, and you're promising not to leak or share that information elsewhere prior to whatever X date is, right? That's it. That's all an NDA is. An NDA with a company such as AtGames or Ubisoft or Nintendo or Sega or iArcade, they don't control your channel. They don't watch your videos before you post them. They don't tell you what to say. They don't tell you what not to say. They don't review your content before you post it. None of that crap happens. And that was the vibe I was getting from John D's message. And guys, that's not true at all. I want you guys to know that, because I have NDAs with several companies. And think about, guys, it's gaming companies, the big guys out there, they make you sign NDAs. All those big YouTubers you guys watch that have 1 million subscribers that cover modern gaming, and they release a game review the day the game comes out or even in advance of the game coming out, guess what? They signed an NDA. All it is we're going to give you information. You do what you want with it, but you just can't share it until we tell you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's all an NDA is. There's nothing wrong with it. Go ahead.
So I want to say, Kevgret, this has nothing to do with what you're talking about. I don't know. I'm relating directly to the comment that was made on my channel today and the definition, but and nothing against anybody that's got a problem with somebody else doing it. And you're all entitled to your own opinions, but I'm just going to tell you from my heart and also pull back the curtain a little bit. So AtGames has an influencer program. Me and PDubs are both in it. And there's a lot of negativity that goes around that, but there shouldn't be, because we don't get anything for free. UAG's in it too. And I don't know if I'm breaking NDA by saying that, but all it is they just give us information, and if there's something that's interesting to us, we can make videos on it. We're not getting free shit. Like every now and then we might get early access to like the pinball tables coming out, but like we're not getting cabs or anything crazy like that. They just give us information, and we sign an NDA so we won't release that information before the embargo. Arcade 1-Up don't have NDAs for their information going up, but they don't really share information with a lot of people. There are NDAs for people that are in that, what's the name of the program? PDubs?
Well, they have a beta program for their
Beta.
Infinity Gaming
Beta
table,
program.
right?
So like the comment was brought up about Kongs R
Right.
Us had to take down his video. The complication there is Kongs R Us is in a beta program where the exact stuff he was talking about, the firmwares that were being used in the encoder thing from the beta program, was being used for this thing. So they asked him to take it down with his connection in the beta program. That's what his NDA related to. He's not getting any excess information. So, you know, it's not as nefarious as what it is. And the other thing too is, do you guys not want YouTubers to have information? Do you think that only the company should provide it? Like, you're calling us a shield because we have relationships with the companies. It's impossible not to do news and work with these people to reach out, to not develop a relationship. But then you have to determine if the person's a piece of shit and just fucking, oh, sorry, I dropped an F-bomb, and I never do that on YouTube.
You're really wrecking my shit.
I know, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, it's up to you to determine if the person is a piece of garbage or if the person is just, you know, just trying to get by and do what he needs to do.
I think what Mike is trying to say, guys, is there have been a lot of people out there who have been using the word shill and throwing it Mike's way. And obviously, Mike is a human being. He has feelings too. And Mike does not feel he is a shill. One day, Mike will wake up and realize he is a shill. And the world will continue to revolve normally. Mike, you know I'm just kidding. I absolutely love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, guys, people usually, when someone's on, let's just say YouTube or even Twitch, what they do is they make content about stuff that interests them, right?
Right.
Now, there's only a really small section of people that make content about stuff that doesn't interest them, because the only reason they're making that content is because they want to shit on it, right? Or shit on like the celebrity or the news topic, like they're. But when it comes to most YouTube content creators, like if I personally like, let's just say, AtGames, well, I'm going to make videos about AtGames products because I like what they're doing, right? But the goal, of course, is you have to try and be as fair and unbiased as possible. And, you know, you'll always have those times where people think you're not being fair, or you're not being, or you are being biased. And that's the struggle when you're the messenger, right? Yeah. And they say don't kill the messenger, but people kill the messenger anyway. BA gave us a $10 super chat. Thanks,
Thank you so much.
But yeah, there you go. Mike loves Arcade 1-Up. Mike has made more Arcade 1-Up videos than I have, because he really likes the company, right? But does that mean he's a shill, or he just likes the product and wants to put content out there for it? But then again, I think what the audience wants is they also want you to say, here's the opportunities for improvement.
I do.
Does that make sense?
I do.
And I think you do. I think you do. Like, I always make sure I include opportunities for improvement into my videos, but people call me a shill. But you know, I've learned to just throw the middle finger at those people and move on with my life.
Yeah, and I apologize for getting hot, but I think sometimes we as YouTubers, people forget we're just dudes, man, doing this stuff for fun sometimes, doing this as a hobby. And they try to hold us to the same accountability that they would hold celebrities and like newscasters.
Yeah.
I'm not Fox News, guys. Don't think that I have like this
like
code of integrity, CNN or anything like that. Like, listen, I'm a dude who got really excited about Arcade 1-Up and the aspect of having like arcade cabinets in his house. So he talks about what he likes. So I'm just going to tell you what I like. If you think that I'm saying things because I have rose-colored glasses on, you're probably right.
Yeah. Like, here's a good example of someone who's doing it really well is 19K Fox. He's just starting his YouTube channel, right? And he's doing really well. I think he's at 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. I haven't looked. I think he's around 3. So he's doing well. Make sure you check out 19K Fox. This guy obviously really likes arcade one-ups. You notice he doesn't cover AtGames or any of the other companies. It's like literally he covers arcade one-ups. And why does he cover it? Because it's what interests him, right?
Yeah.
Like he's also very critical of them, but he does it also without being snarky, right? Without being rude and condescending. He doesn't make dramatic content. You know what I mean? Like, this is a pile of crap. You know what I mean? Like, he'd be like, I don't agree with this product. You know what I mean? So that's a good example for some people is what 19K Fox is doing. I like what he's doing. So anyway, Mike, we're just dragging this on. And now I have to delete the last 30 minutes of this stream.
Why would you delete the last 30 minutes? That's the best part.
Because we're having such a good conversation about gaming and you turned it into the shill NDA talk, which I didn't want to talk about.
Well, it's good to get this stuff out in the open.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, guys, make sure you tune in on Friday to the Super Game Room Dudes YouTube channel. Subscribe to that channel. Check out our Halloween special. And make sure you subscribe to MichaelB. His YouTube channel is youtube.com arcade1up/shill /MichaelB the Game Genius.
And don't forget to tune in Monday night for Shill and Chat with MichaelB.
Oh, jeez. And what was I going to say? I forgot where I was. Oh, yeah. Make sure you guys give us a thumbs up, click that subscribe button and all that good stuff. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us for this impromptu live stream. We'll talk to you guys real soon. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye. Guys, don't forget about Papa Brad's Gaming. Papa Brad is legit.